Hello and welcome. This is Studio Synergy Lucky 13. Or unlucky if we get to our topic. Um, so this is October 1st, Halloween and all that jazz is coming up, which is fitting. Just a little about me. On day 94 of my 100 days of making comics today, which I'll get to after this hangout, which means my last day is next Tuesday. I'm going to take a week off and not do any hangouts or videos or streaming or anything of that sort. I'll still be online, posting pictures or whatever, interacting, but I definitely need a break from all this. So this is actually the last Studio Synergy until the 15th will be the next one, I guess. But I'll be doing Artcasters on the 5th, so Sunday evening, and so there'll be one more hangout. It'll be the Artcasters hangout. And yeah, I'm excited to be getting to the end of my 100 days of making comics. Posting almost every day as I've been is a challenge in itself. And I have to work on the comic too. What? So yeah, we got a few people here today. I think one or two other people may show up along the lines. I know a lot of people signed up. It seems like everybody's busy. But we have with us tonight Mr. Eric. Hey, Eric.
Hello. How you doing, Peter?
I'm doing great. So introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Eric Webb. I draw character art, graphic design, and comic art for a living, and got a little behind on that, so I'm doing a little bit of that while I'm hanging out, and happy to finally make it one.
Cool. And we also have Mr. Paul.
Hey, how's it going? Just thought I'd wave to people so you can see me, and my insane hair is just, I'm not going to get a haircut before, I don't know, my kids are in school or something. It's the nature of the beast. Looking rather beastly today. It's about midday in Sydney, Australia, and I'm going to be working on some set models for Pandia Book 2. So yeah, my stuff is just going to be some 3D stuff. It'll look boring to begin with, but then it'll start looking exciting, I think. It's going to be a pretty interesting set piece that I'm building today.
Awesome. Well, I saw a glimpse of it, so looking forward to seeing you work on it.
Yeah. Is my audio okay? I'm not echoing or anything. I can get some headphones if you need. No?
No, sounds good. And we have Tiffany. She may be having technical difficulties, but I'm sure she'll speak up and join us when she can. Let's see. And I guess the other thing I want to mention is I did a Ustream today. Working on my first Inktober piece. I'll be getting into the detail of exactly what my plan is on my next 100 days video, which would be 94. It's essentially I just chose a character I created as a very young kid just came up with a goofy character, nothing to him, but I thought I'd use him for this Inktober thing. And anybody who doesn't know what that is, it was created by Jake Parker. It's essentially to illustrate a picture each day or every other day or once a week, however involved you want to be, and hashtag it Inktober. You're participating and joining in on the fun. So yeah, I decided to join and use my character. I guess I'm calling him Bobby B-Boy, and you'll find out more about what the hell that is soon enough. So I'm not sure if anybody else is joining that challenge, as if I don't have enough going on.
I'd like to, but it's a month where I don't think I can really dedicate the time. I am going back to school to teach. I've got a couple of conventions coming up, and I really have to get cracking on these models. I got backgrounds for 110 pages that I really want to break the back of by the end of the year, and so the more it's almost like I'm trading in the Inktober thing for modeling. I'm always one step out from these things.
Well, it's this month it's Inktober. Next month is NaNoWriMo. I mean, it's the worst time with all the holidays coming up.
It is.
Yeah, everybody's busy. But yeah, I thought I'd join. It's and I'm like complicating it tenfold, but it is what it is.
Actually, I think you simply simplified it by just going with one character. I like that idea. I was gonna do it today and totally drop the ball myself. But I might.
You still have time.
Yep.
There's still time before midnight.
That's true. And what's the rule? Can I just do I have to do something brand new, or can I just toss this black and white I'm doing now and call it?
I think actually,
just take this.
I thought it was anything done in brush or even a regular pen, but somebody along the line commented it could be a digital ink drawing, in quotes, I guess. So what you're doing counts.
Yep, it does technically. No, but actually, yeah, if I was going to do it right, I would do, I like drawing in ballpoint pen, so I'd probably do that and do it in the sketchbook and just, take a picture of it every day or something. They said it still counts if you do it, once a week, but that seems a little unfair or whatever, I don't know.
Well, it's if you're only doing it once a week, then you're only really getting seen once a week, so it's not, you get what you put into it. So, you could participate a little, at least. Because, there's kids going to school that are participating, there's adults working day jobs and whatever, there's lots of different people involved. So.
Who started that? That wasn't Jake Parker that started that, was it?
Yeah, Jake Parker.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was solely something he started or a lot of people were.
Well, as far as he knows, he's the one that started.
Exactly.
Who knows? But
yeah, I'll do it this year though. I squeeze one in.
What was that?
I said I definitely want to do it this year though. Maybe I have time to squeeze one in for the first day.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did a trending search on G Plus just to see who was participating over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a couple of nice pieces, but mostly it looked like a lot of kids participating.
Yeah.
Then I went over to Facebook and it was like, oh crap, I suck. Because everybody who's like, like major artists are participating over on Facebook, and it's like, oh, you know.
I didn't even look. There's already a bunch of stuff up.
Yeah, yeah. You just look under hashtag Inktober,
Yeah.
and you'll find a ton of posts. And like I said, it's like, yeah, that's. I thought I would be competition, but no.
Come on now, that's not what it's about.
I know. It's. I did my first piece, and it's like, I don't love it. I streamed it, so
That's cool.
I have a problem streaming, talking, and doing a decent art piece. I'm essentially forcing myself to do it because eventually I'll like sync up all three, and I'll be able to do it better.
I feel like you draw slower if you do that because you're partitioning part of your brain to talk while you're trying to draw too. I don't know,
Yeah, it's it's a lot of that, definitely. Yeah.
I haven't actually tried it. I'll have to try that.
So what are you inking again, Peter?
Well, you pencil it and you ink it. I'm doing my own character. It looks like a teenager, but it's a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, where did I put it? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I know.
But he's basically going to be your muse for the whole Inktober. Like,
Yeah. So here's let me put my stuff on the screen. So this is the piece I did.
oh, nice.
It's supposed to be a very young boy, and he's dreaming of spaceship, and this is day one, and
That was good.
well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. It's essentially I'm going to tell a story. It's not going to be something I really plan out. It's going to be day by day. I'll figure out what's next.
That's a cool
And
idea.
there'll be 21 panels, which really will be 21 pages. I mean 21, 31, duh. And at the end, then I'll collect them and make it into a real comic book.
That's cool.
So I'll print up a book next month.
I like that idea.
If all goes well and I actually do the whole thing, but so that's my idea, and I'll Ustream as many days as I can, but it won't be every day, and at least I'm posting every one to my Tumblr, so you'll be able to check out each one there.
I do like the idea of doing a narrative. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, it's like I thought of that, and then I watched Jake Parker interviewed by Will Terry, and he was showing Jake Parker was showing his website where he did it previously, and the first one he did was a narrative.
Oh,
so
cool.
it was like, oh well, he had that idea originally. So But I don't know if he collected it. That's my idea.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I figured why not. I was contemplating word balloons, or maybe I'll do a sort of half written, half just the illustration kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Cool.
I'll have to figure out something, get it in under the wire before midnight. Over here, it's only about an hour and a half or hour till midnight. Midnight. I'm gonna have to do something. I still got time.
Yeah, can't even phone it in from the future.
What time is it over there?
It's 1:45 in the afternoon.
Nice.
The next day.
Dude, it keeps.
October 2nd.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, no, that's not right. That's just not right. There we go.
So do you have a robot coming up in your story?
Me?
'Cause
No.
that would be,
This
no.
is actually a building.
No, well, I figured that's not a robot, but I'm saying, like, I mean, if you're designing a lot of stuff, wouldn't it be cool if you had a robot character that you could, like, insert into the story?
Oh, totally. Totally. Yeah, wondering about robots, I'm silly and I went organics,
I would do a Bender.
Sorry?
I would do a Bender type character where it's just like a drunk robot in the background.
I could probably do like little droney type things. That wouldn't be beyond the brief, as it were. Just like little world building type things. Yeah, I should probably design a few robots. Actually, it'd be kind of cool. I'm definitely designing some beasts, which is going to be interesting.
When Peter said that, I imagined having a robot like photobombing each panel.
Yes, that could be cool.
I'd probably ruin the story a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like a Kickstarter incentive. You get like a special trade printed up just for you, where it has like special things in the background or whatnot.
It'd be kind of cool, actually, but it only gets 30 days. Maybe it's something that I could probably do beforehand. But if people wanted their robot in there somewhere,
there you go.
Yep, that could definitely be that could be a point of how to get a little I don't know. A good tier, I guess.
I like the shape you're working with there. It's not quite a triangle, not quite a pentagon or anything. But
Yeah. I wanted something a little bit different. It's as you said, it's not quite either of those things. But I kind of wanted a bit of a hexagonal design, but just off a little bit. It's not great to go with a hexagon. I'm not sure exactly what this shape is called. It is six-sided, but it is mainly triangular. Triangles are really difficult to work with, but they look good. The reason is because trying to get them in perfect perspective, it always looks like the perspective is off.
Yeah.
You know, you get an angle, say like this, for example, and you're expecting to see these two sides come at a 90-degree angle, and instead they're at a, I don't know, 120-degree or something like that. And it just looks like the perspective's way off. But you put a few of these things, you know, 2 or 3 in a set, and you know, with some rocky terrain, and boy, you know, you just go, hey, instant sci-fi. It's brilliant.
That's cool.
What's your comic, Eric?
Oh, I'm working on inking. Excuse me. Inking some new strips for a webcomic I do, TNC, with writer Corey Matthews, and I get them done. A new batch of comics. I do a sheet at a time to get them all. So I got a whole sheet all together. Try to keep them all consistent that way. And yep, a little behind. I need to try and get them all inked.
That is that just a standard brush in Photoshop there? Oh no, hang on, you're not using Photoshop. You're using
Inkscape.
Inkscape.
I was gonna say if you could guess what it was.
It's Inkscape.
Yep, and it is actually. I knew of it, but it took me about 2 years to really seriously use it as a. I never even thought to use it for an inking program. Turns out I like it better than Photoshop personally, but because at least in my mind, you have a little more control over the brush, and it's lighter because it's all vector.
Yeah.
So it's actually lighter on the hardware, and it goes faster. Like I can't go too fast for it, you know. Like if I do a really fast stroke, it keeps up, and it smooths stuff a little bit. So that's cool.
Interesting.
I was using Photoshop, but I feel like, I don't know, I just like the way Inkscape works. I switched to that maybe a year ago. So
Nice.
recommend playing with it if you haven't checked it out.
Yeah, I did ages ago. I was on a Linux platform. I don't like how it looks like on the Mac. For some reason, Inkscape and GIMP both look really clunky on the Mac. Their designs have not yet gone into OS X territory for some reason. But on the PC, it works a dream, you know?
Yeah, I haven't used the Mac version. I've tried GIMP. I just cannot, you know, I can't get into it. I use an old version of I'm I'm high tech, man. I use Photoshop 6, if you can believe it. I mean, I use it for everything. And people say, "Oh, CS6." No, Photoshop 6. Like 4, 5, 6, 4, 6. Ooh.
I think that was like a stable one, I think.
Yeah, it was right after they came out with all the web capabilities. But since then, and I used to work at an advertising agency where they had CS3, CS4. When I left, it was about CS5 or something, and it was basically the exact same. They just moved stuff around, and yeah, they had some more abilities with the brushes, but you know, it was really the same thing. And I was like, why pay for all the upgrades? Okay, you had, I guess, one of the newer things you can't get with older stuff is the 3D effects, like the 3D abilities. But other than that, I mean, it really hasn't changed a whole lot. So I haven't seen a massive reason to upgrade yet.
I don't know if you know this, but I kind of dabble in 3D.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I don't particularly like the 3D capabilities of Photoshop.
Well, I figure they're pretty limited.
They're really intensive. Like you try to get some 3D text going, and I'm not sure if they've done any good improvements, as it were. But I've not enjoyed the experience. You know, you go, okay, I'm going to add this bevel to this 3D text, and then your computer's thinking about it, and you're like, why did I invest in like 16 gigs of RAM? This is taking forever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still a RAM hog. I mean,
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I was talking about with, like, I like drawing on vector as much as I can because it's really light on the software. I mean, really light on the hardware.
Yeah.
And it's easy to color.
Yeah, and that's always been the problem though with rasterized versus vectorized. So um, it'll always be like that. But I mean, the more I can do in vector, the better. I do wish there's things about Inkscape I like better than Illustrator, but there's things about Illustrator I like better than Inkscape. So I kind of wish they'd kind of compare notes, but that'll never happen. But
Won't happen.
yeah,
Have you
like
tried?
hmm?
Have you tried? I know there's this new, I guess, open source software that they call, I think it's Krita. Krita, yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it, and it has both Photoshop and the vector capabilities.
How do you spell it?
Krita.
Oh, okay.
I
Uh,
have. I
I'm gonna
really enjoy it.
I'm gonna take note of that one.
That's more like a Sketchbook Pro.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I'll have to check
To
that one out.
do stuff like concept art or that sort of thing. It's so fast.
Okay.
Definitely worth a look. Yeah, great suggestion.
So Tiffany, you're with us then.
Yes, I'm with you for as long as I can be.
You want to introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
So, okay. I am Tiffany McCaw. I am an artist and engineer. I'm currently working on a comic book. Haven't decided the title yet. And I'm also working on a illustrated poetry book.
Nice.
So welcome. What was I going to say? Oh, one of the new 100 Days of Making Comics people, this girl Sandy, has been designing her characters for her comic, and there's a video game called Eve, and she's using the character game to design her comic book characters.
That's interesting.
Like, yeah, because it's really good with it's like 4 different I'm not gonna say races, but I don't know, like countries. I don't know to choose from. Then within each one, there's different groups. So it really breaks down to a lot of different um, ethnicities and just looks, and there's black, there's Asian, there's Caucasian, there's Irish. Then you get stuff like, it looks like some punk characters, and different thing, a lot of different things, and you can really control like the shape of the nose, if it's long, if you make it short, you make it wider, you can make a bump on the nose.
Oh, wow.
Really like little things, as well as the whole figure. You can make thin, thick, uh, fat, or muscular, so on and so forth. So you create the character, and then what she's doing is just copying the screen once she has the character she likes, and then she pastes that to just board, and she can do the different angles of the head and different angles of the body, so she could have a turnaround kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
It's a cool game that was that detail oriented with their character creator. That was cool.
Yeah. You know, there's like more and more technology-wise. There's more and more things available to make, you know, making comics or making anything like illustration work easier for the artist, or at least I don't know. I spend a lot of times messing around with stuff, so you give me new tools and I'll just like waste more time.
Hey, that's how you learn, man.
Yeah.
I noticed something interesting. I like to watch a lot of YouTube videos of comic artists working and whatnot. Mark Brooks has a lot of really good ones of Marvel comic artists. But I noticed one he did of Goblin and Spider-Man. It was like a cover or something. But at the very end, it's really quick, but he uses some 3D program to create the cityscape background, but it renders it and it came out looking like black and white comics line art, and he just placed it in the back. And I thought that would be such a cool way to make your backgrounds look better, but I have no idea what program he used or how he did it. Does anybody know anything about that?
You said he uses what, 3D software?
Something, yeah, something. But he had basically a mock New York type cityscape that was very obviously 3D. But then when he imported it and put it in the background of his picture he was working on, it looked like line art, like comic line art. But it was.
Yeah, you could do that a number of ways. I know SketchUp has ways of doing that too. And I think if you just use a regular 3D program and you put it into Photoshop, there's, I guess, filters you can use to get it look like it.
Okay.
I could probably show you right now. I do a bit of that. I use he probably uses SketchUp because SketchUp is a Google product, and you could probably download open source versions of like the entire New York cityscape. I mean, have you been to Google Earth recently?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get on there and you enable 3D buildings. Just take a fly around through New York, and it's like you're walking down the street. And all those buildings are available in their, I don't know if it's called a SketchUp Garage or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Google SketchUp has the plugin to do like toon shading, but I do it here via a compositor. I'll see if I can actually just bring up my example file that I use.
Okay. Don't crash what you're doing there.
That's all good. I'll just make sure I've saved my working. I'll say. Yeah, I'll just see if I can find it. NPR test. Maybe this is it. Boy, it's kind of complex. 1 second. Let's see if this is what I'm talking about. No, this isn't the one I want. I'll find it.
Looks like it's me.
But yeah, I've been fascinated with how he did that for a while, so I appreciate it. The input.
Hang on, I'll just get my hard drive. 1 sec.
Because that is something that would really help with, like, just a quick way to do the city backgrounds and stuff, you know?
Have you ever seen a movie called, I think it's Renaissance?
I know of it. I wanted to see it.
You should definitely see it. It's a you know, a 3D graphics movie, but it's entirely in black and white, and
Excuse me, Master Braun.
Hey guys.
Geo's in here.
Hey.
Excuse me, Master Braun.
Sorry, that's
Book
the Betty.
illustration.
You don't have a computer that's
Um,
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just phenomenal graphics, but visually they like just intense black and white, so you're getting all these naturally cool effects by how they present it. You should definitely check it out. I think you'd love it.
I kind of remember the way it looked a little bit. They do a lot with negative space and the high contrast.
Yeah, everything's like super high contrast and whatnot, and
That's
and
cool.
just like throwing shadows and whatnot.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I wanted to see that. Thank you for reminding me. I need to rent that one or something. I can probably find it on YouTube
Yeah,
or something.
probably. Yeah.
I
I
actually have
definitely
one.
recommend it.
I'll see if I can post it. A link. Am I able to post links here? Probably am in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, in the chat.
Okay.
Everybody knows the chat, right?
Right. Oh, it says I'm screen
It's
sharing
the
it.
left column.
Good point.
That's a cool machine you got there. Whatever, a little racer or something.
So yeah, so what I'm rendering here is a jet bike model, and I'm running it through a compositor. So what I'll do is while that render's going, you can actually see here that there's this model and it's set up. A second, I'm going to try to center to. So there we go, and it's set. I'll go into 3D mode. So you can see this jet bike here, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And what we've got is, now this is going to be the thing where you're going to look at it and just, I don't know, throw the towel in or something. It's a node editor. Hang on, where are we? Let's see if I can find this. Use nodes. I can't see. Here we go. Now this looks really complicated. Okay.
Okay.
But I can break that down for you. If we take a look at this image here, okay, this is the toon shaded bike
Yeah.
with
See,
some effects.
yeah, it looks cell shaded now.
Right.
Yeah, looks like an illustration.
Yeah.
What it's doing is it's keying off some 3D passes, such as color, diffuse specular shadow, ambient occlusion, reflection, and it's using those passes in combination with something called freestyle in Blender. And what freestyle does is it actually generates line work. Now I can go in here and just show you the freestyle layer. So that is just the line work. Can you see that?
Yeah, that looks like inked art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The actual layer, the render looks really, really boring, okay? That's just your normal 3D. But once it's composited, what I've actually gone and done is just combined various passes. Now, I do have a quick demo on this online on my YouTube channel, but you can sort of see here, if I blow this up, can everyone sort of read those passes there?
Color, Z, alpha, image, yeah, shadow, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It's just passing through various nodes so that combinations of these passes give you various effects. Like this is a combined shadow and ambient occlusion pass.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, it's combined shadow and line pass, but then you can use things like a color pass or a diffuse pass or that sort of thing to actually start getting some really interesting effects. I'm trying to remember what is it this one? This one? There's a shortcut which
So
allows me
that's
to...
how it all works.
Sorry?
So that's how it all works.
Yeah. A lot of these nodes are actually effects nodes like glare, like there's this streaks here, and I can actually control the amount of streaking it has. So this is really blown out, for instance. that I can say increase the threshold and the streaks go away.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Now there was a background color actually. I'll just see if I can quickly find it. Smash. And, here.
But yeah, already I can see where that one part looks like line art, and they just fill in with a white color instead of all the red and yellow and stuff. It would probably look just like black and white art.
Yeah, yeah, and you can throw in backgrounds and stuff like that. I'm just going to try to see if I can find. Wait, where did I put this thing?
Well, like Eric, like what you were talking about with the backdrop of a sea. You know, in the old days, what a lot of people would do, like even Kirby did, is take like photographs of anything. You know, cityscape, buildings, or just rocks or whatever,
Yeah.
and blow them out to the extreme, and sort of use that. You know, sometimes that itself, like the photo itself, or just use that as a template and sort of draw it all and then ink it in.
That's cool.
Thing. But yeah, what you know, what you did that used to take you time, you can do with a computer. Take you less time. So Gio, since you're new here, why don't you say
Yeah, sorry, I
hello?
went to the party. I had a little nap time involved.
Oh, no problem. So introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? My name is Gio Braun. I do horror graphic novels, comic books, and draw boobs. Kind of my job. I do a lot of pinup art. So that's a lot of fun, and kind of frightening that people pay me to do it, but I don't mind. Good times. But I'm not doing that. I'm watching old TV shows like Taxi to get inspired with my horror. I take things that are kind of out of the ordinary and then put a horror twist to them.
That's cool.
Yeah. Doing that now for the better part of 6 years. And then actually 3 full graphic novels. I'm working on a new storyline altogether that goes in a different direction, but centered in the same universe as the first series. So it's a lot of fun to do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have anything planned for later in this month? You know, like since it's going to be Halloween and all that.
Yeah, I usually do a con or two. I did a con last month in Ventura, the Ventura Con, or C4 as it's called. That was fun. They had a little bit of a horror twist to it. You know, generally I don't do just regular cons. I usually do horror cons like Day of the Dead out here or Monster Palooza. Those are a lot of fun for me. So, and I get more accomplished, I think, that way than if I don't. So I really go for more of the horror cons. But this one was actually really good. I mean, there was a lot of cosplayers there, so I mean that's always a good time. You know, that keeps people occupied. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Beyond that, I've been just really working hard on private commissions lately. I put the word out there that I'm doing private commission work, and luckily the universe heard me and started throwing commissions at me, so that was kind of cool. And yeah, at the same time, still working on my graphic novels. I'm about 106 pages in to this new book, and I mean, I got about 60 more to go. So it's quite an undertaking. I do it all myself. And yeah, I just rock the Casbah, basically. Exactly. Good times.
Welcome.
Good to be here, guys.
Welcome. Yeah. I don't know what is up lately, but I'm getting a lot of people following me on Twitter. A lot of it seems random.
Huh. Kind of out of the blue.
Well, oh, what's that noise?
I mean, you're a pretty well-known guy, man.
Well, you know, it's I repost on Twitter a lot, so it's like I'm not communicating. Somebody has a high pitched.
Yeah. I've just gotten onto Instagram. I was kind of blown away with Instagram lately. I linked it to my Facebook, so like, I don't know. I'm sure they have like ways of throwing you know, out there to the people who are on your Facebook, and I got like almost 3,500 people on my Facebook. So every day it's like Instagram message. You know, this person had you, this person had you. Okay, well, I better start posting. I got like 2 pictures on there. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I better do something about that. I seriously,
yeah, I hear Instagram is really good. Whatchamacallit? I'll get it eventually. I don't have a phone though, so.
Oh yeah.
That's a problem.
That's one where you have to have a phone, right?
I think so, yeah, because it's like every picture you post usually comes from you directly from your phone or something.
Yeah.
I even though I've had a phone this time, like all this time, it's just like another social media. It's just like, my gosh, I already have so many. You know, it's like keeping track of everything is kind of insane. So, and you know, I do most everything myself. I have a promoter now, which is cool. You know, she helps me out with stuff, but you know, I keep her hands full with other things I do that are just, you know, if I want to do a commission, one of those things where it's like, depending on what they want, if they want to do something just like family orientated, yeah, the guys with the finger rings and scary face and, you know, psycho stuff and are not the greatest way to go. So I have another side of business that's all about just, hey, you want a family, you know, recreation of your family as the Wizard of Oz characters. There you go, and that's just so that, you know, it looks a little more normal, I guess, for them. Is Tiffany having a hard time logging on or something? Because she keeps going, like, flashing onto the screen.
Yeah.
Hi.
Keeps, there's the bandwidth is horrible.
You're wrong. It's a good picture.
My bandwidth is horrible. I have to have it down on audio only, so I don't know how it's appearing to you guys.
Did you try restarting the router?
No.
That might help. I have to do that like once a week at least.
Good God. Who do you have?
Oh my goodness.
I
have
don't
Time Warner.
Oh, Time Warner. I had Time Warner not too long ago, and it was a nightmare. Because it's a nightmare if you need anything done. If everything is working fine, you're good. But the minute you need something done, they connect you to the lowest common denominator, who really doesn't want to do their job. They don't want to work.
Oh my God.
I've been customer service for a cable company, so I can totally say that. And I'm just like, yeah, dude, please hold. Yeah, I know you're putting me on hold because you don't want to be there, and you're probably reading a book, and I interrupted you. I get that, but still, can you just help me out here?
Yeah, usually it's good, but today, of all day, it just seems to be like the slowest. So, oh well.
You had one job, interweb. One job.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric?
Yes.
I've got a really good example for what you wanted to talk about before.
Oh, I'll see that.
This is a very simple set. Can you see that?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's just, I'll just talk, this is, for, sorry, it was damn it, why aren't the names coming up? Geo, yes, the
Yes.
Geo, Tiffany. What we were talking about is using 3D for producing backgrounds and ink work, and this is the way I do it. I use Blender. Over here, I've got the 3D set, so you can sort of see there's just like one light. There's this model of this chain link kind of gangplank, and then there's a camera, which I'm looking through, which gives me this render. And then I use a nodal compositor to split up the various passes. Now this is very, very simple. All this is doing is taking a shadow and an ambient occlusion pass and multiplying them together, and then it's adding the line pass over the top of that, and all it's doing is using the stark shading, and that's what gives it that wonderful contrast.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing work.
Sorry, yeah.
That's really cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
So I imagine the guy doing it with New York City is doing a similar thing in a program of his choosing. Not sure if Google SketchUp has got that capability, but yeah, just thought I'd quickly give you a look at that.
Yeah, appreciate it. I've been really curious about it for a while now, so appreciate it.
Well,
Cool.
Yeah, thanks for showing us.
I'm gonna have to mess around with that a little bit.
yeah, it's pretty cool, but you know, I've done something similar like that before, where I guess instead of doing that, I used to get my models and then make sure there was a hard line and dark shadows, and I would just use Inkscape to make it look like that, but it doesn't look organic.
Yeah.
I can usually tell when somebody put the background in there. It's like, oh man, you should just did something to it to make it look as if your hand wobbled a little bit right here.
Well, that's
perfect.
yeah, that's exactly what you mean. There's another artist that does commissions that I follow on DeviantArt, and they do the full color renders of like the character. You know, they draw the characters and color them up, but they usually get like for the backgrounds, they'll usually take screenshots in game for like City of Heroes. They'll take shots of the city or from the perspective for the backgrounds, and make it so it works with the characters. But it always looks like they pull it out of a 3D program or a game or something. But, yeah, they don't really integrate them, blend them nice, or but they do really good characters. So I always kind of wish they would just not just straight up use it, but use it as a starting point or go over it a little bit, make it look more, like you said, organic, like they actually did it,
So, you mentioned Mark Brooks, which I don't think I knew was on YouTube. I just found Richard Friend, who is currently inking David Finch, and they both have YouTube channels, and in fact, they're going to do a sort of back and forth coming up, where David will pencil and then Rich will ink a piece. So it'll be collaboration videos.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So I love both their work. So I'll be excited to see that happen.
Oh yeah.
Has anybody got any of the new shows out there? Gotham or I just heard Forever was.
I just saw Gotham, the first 2 episodes last night. I watched them.
What'd you think?
I like it. I definitely like the main 2 characters. Harvey Bullock is I know him from I just posted the other day some family show. Yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah, he was on. Played the dad. I think.
Yeah.
He was also on Ghost Rider.
Grounded for Life.
Yeah.
I used to love Grounded for Life.
Nice.
No reason, but um, but yeah, I thought it was good. Um, I could see with I don't know exactly where it will go. Like,
Yeah.
are we going to be dealing with a smart Bruce who's traumatized for years to come, or is it going to really focus on potential James becoming commissioner?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see
Yeah.
what it's going to really focus on.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
It's new, and
Yeah.
I was pretty surprised about the guy who played Jim Gordon, because I hadn't realized that he was the kid that was on the OC a few years back.
Wow.
I hated that character so bad.
That's a big twist.
I know.
A long way.
I know. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. Hey, practice makes perfect.
Yeah. You think about it, it's kind of funny where some of these actors come from. I mean, like you think of that show, was it Freaks and Geeks way back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How many celebs have come out of that? I mean, Seth Rogen, James Franco, a lot of these guys came from that show. And it's like they're still around today, and you're like, wow, that's impressive. I mean, you got some longevity there, I didn't remember you from back in the day, and then it's like, oh my God, look at you as a teenager. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of what's it? I didn't start getting. It took me a little bit to get into Marvel Agents of Shield. But
I did watch.
Did
I
that
did watch
start
that.
yet?
yeah, I think it started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw the premiere. It was alright.
Yeah.
I really
Okay.
like what they did with the second half of last season. But
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of starting off
Yeah.
slow again, and we got to build up steam all over again.
Mhm.
Like I love where it went in the first
Oh, yeah.
season,
Hydra. I mean, come on, that was awesome.
especially after Winter Soldier. After that, everything got really interesting.
It got very smart the way they pulled that off, because it was like,
It's all the aftermath.
yeah, it was like, okay, this is cool. If you've seen this, then then you know what they're doing here, and this and that, and oh my God, and yeah, it was cool. It was a good idea.
So right now, I feel like they're starting over with a momentum. They need to. I don't know. They kind of
Kind of feel.
they stopped the train. They got to build it up again a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Next stop, hopefully hit.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that, but
So maybe I'll I don't know if I'll keep trying to watch it or just pick it up again in the middle of the season, like I did last season.
Yeah, I DVR everything. And,
That's
I
cool.
I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on. This looks interesting, and we'll check it out. I heard Forever was a really fun one too. The guy who plays,
And
yeah.
as for Gotham, I want to like it, but I really wish Jim Gordon looked like Jim Gordon. The look kills me. He needs to have glasses.
Right.
He needs to. He don't have to have a mustache yet, but it would help. I mean, I feel like if he has that later, he's probably one of those people who always have. Yeah. Just make him look like him, then I can get behind it a little better.
Yeah, that wouldn't suck. I mean, give him kind of the Jim Gordon look. If you think about Jim Gordon, you just think about, in general, he's not the kind of guy who changes his look a lot.
No.
He's not the kind of guy who, over time he just very always looked like Jim Gordon, even as a young guy. He felt Jim Gordon.
He's probably that geek in high school that had a mustache.
Right?
Yeah, but see, that kind of thing would bother me if they were being totally authentic to the comic, and they're not. I mean, clearly, like, all these villains are around, at the beginning of Bruce Wayne being traumatized, and they weren't.
Yeah.
they came later, and they weren't like so tied into the circle. Like,
Yeah.
I don't expect Enigma to be working at the police station, and other things. Penguin and what he's got going on and stuff. But I'm taking it for what it is, and
It's a fun ride.
I think, yeah, I think visually it's really nice. It seems a little forced sometimes, like when Jim's running after one of the guys, bad guys, and they switch to that camera. I'm not even sure what kind of camera it was, but it's like it's following him, but it's directly pointing at his face and it's jumping around.
Oh yeah.
As I call it.
Like
Yeah.
the Requiem
it
for a
seems-
Dream camera.
Right. Yeah. It seemed a little forced.
Yeah. I think
You know what pulled off the non-steady cam really good was Firefly, when they used to come in with those like close-ups of the ship as it's like in an action scene or something, and you come in, zoom in really close, and back up or something like that. I used to love those. That was kind of a well-developed way of doing that.
We'd seen that before, but like it was in a sci-fi setting, which actually kind of made it new.
Right.
Like, why would you have someone trying to film the action out in space? But it was just cool. The way they handled it was brilliant. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I'm gonna have to go back and look for that now.
I'm sure there's a lot of new shows that I would be into watching, but I'm not really keeping tabs. I do want to see Arrow. I do want to see Flash.
Yeah, I want to see Flash.
I'm not sure if they started yet. I just watched. I think I'm just going to watch stuff after the fact because I'm not really keeping on top of everything.
You kind of have to like watch, at least know that they're out there, see what survives after the second episode.
Yeah.
And kind of go from there. They don't mess around anymore, man. They kill them after two episodes of reviews.
Fox especially.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that show looks awesome. Oh, it's on Fox. It's not gonna last. Sorry, show. I want to get into it, but
It's supposed to be on Fox.
I'm watching on Netflix. I'm watching Californication.
Oh,
right
nice. Yeah. It's a wacky show. It's very very zany, but there is a lot of truth in the wackiness. I'd like to say there's not, but no.
Yeah, I'm on season 4 now. I think I really like the first 2 seasons because at least like every episode ended very sweetly.
Yeah.
But now it's just total out chaos, and it's like
That's pretty much what you're doing.
Yeah.
well, that's like Family Guy. I don't know if anybody watches Family Guy, but it used to have these little morals to the story, and actually used to have a story, and now it's just like just doing whatever. It's like they got the green light to do whatever they want. So there's no morals to the stories. They're not writing anything wholesome. They're just going for it, man. Just,
right. Did anybody see the crossover with?
No, I wanted to. I can't believe I missed it.
Yeah. I heard that's the one that watched, right? Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
I just heard there was a huge melee over one of the scenes. There was a really big kind of blow up over the way they did it.
How's that? What do you know what it was?
Yeah, they. You know how Bart always calls Moe's Tavern and comes up with a kind of funny thing to make Moe look like an asshole.
Yeah.
In this case, he's teaching Stewie how to do it, and so they do it with him. Yeah, check your seats. Is my behind wet or something like that, right? And the other end, you see Bart laughing and Stewie going, "Oh my God, that's the greatest thing ever!" And so he goes, "Let me try." And he tries. He goes, Yeah, Mo. Yeah. Your sister's being raped. And he hangs up. He goes, did I do it? Was that it? Was that it? That's how you do it? And Bart's just like, what just happened?
Yeah. Like, no.
You know, it just was one of those things where people were like up in arms and taken out of that context was like,
Oh, yeah.
God.
Well, that was the point of the joke, But like, I could see that. Yeah.
Right. Especially if you're not a follower or don't know how Family Guy does that all the time on a regular basis.
I mean, that's what I was talking about. Like, they anymore you'll go, did they really just do that or say that? Like,
Yeah.
oh man.
I remember an episode where they had a fancy dress party and some random girl turns up and she's like got blood on her shirt and Peter goes, "No, what are you dressed as?" And she goes, "An abortion." And she walks into the room and he's like, "Okay."
Yep. Yeah. They really try to push the line.
Oh yeah, that's their thing. I mean, because they know that's how they get viewers.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I saw a commercial for they're gonna do Simpsons and Futurama together.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Whoever do.
I would watch that. Did anybody see that 3D rendition of Futurama's world? They did. Some company was doing basically just how would it look if we actually were in that real world, and what would things really look like? And it was this huge. I mean, man, it'd be vast.
That'd be cool.
Awesome. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Where was that?
That was on. They played that. They went viral. Actually, it was like a viral video.
Oh, okay, I'll have to look that up. That's cool.
Yeah, it's probably still on like YouTube and stuff. You can catch it there, and it's really cool because it's just like, wow, look at all the things you see in the beginning, opening of Futurama, and how they play into that world. Now it's like a 3D, really cool rendering. It's like, whoa.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
Right. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, it was like, damn.
Oh, I seen like some kids did their own rendition of that kind of thing. Was it Futurama or Simpsons? It might have been Simpsons. I forget now, but lots of creative people do that sort of thing.
Yeah. Programs are a lot easier to obtain than they used to be. So it's like, if you you can really do something now. Okay. Anyway.
Did the Flash start yet?
I don't think so.
I really want to see that one. Like, I actually don't watch Arrow, and I get that people love it, and it's really good, but, like, I'm excited for Flash because it's an actual superhero and an actual costume, and it's actually semi-lighthearted, and, like, it just seems cool, like something that's missing from TV, so
yeah,
it could be cool. As long as they don't get too dramatic and emo with it,
I don't know. I happened to see the first pilot when it was illegally leaked online.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they're going to eventually step into the emotional side a little bit.
Yeah, well, you gotta have that a little bit, but I mean, we don't want it to be Adam West Batman, but
Right.
No, it's exciting to actually see a hero with power. Actually, okay, maybe that's what it is. A hero with powers on TV. You don't see that. Well,
It's usually a vigilante who
yeah.
goes up against all odds in a world full of danger. Stuff like that.
That should be your job. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I actually I've started doing voiceover work. I'm working on a project for a friend of mine, his first feature movie, and so I'm still in that mode. Sorry.
That's cool.
Really sad when I do it at the breakfast table. That's just awkward.
Can you pass me the Cheerios?
Can you pass me the Cheerios? In a world where anything can happen, I'm going to combine both.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's when you thought everything you knew was wrong. You were wrong.
That's good.
In a world where Count Chocula is the best cereal ever. Just awkward. Just awkward. My cat's looking.
It's a lie.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
I thought it was actually going to be harder than it was. This is actually going to give me my first IMDb credit. So I
Yeah,
was
that's cool.
yeah, and I'm just like, oh, this is going to suck because it's going to be so hard. I don't have to read these lines, and I like practice for like a week. And like in spite of everything else, I'm like, oh, I better read these lines to make sure I don't sound like an idiot right now. I can do it from. It was kind of cool because I did it from here because it's like a voice over the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's actually a character I had already done for him, for his small little. He does little vignette animations. And so I played the character of the Shade Man, right? It's kind of like a radio DJ, kind of like Johnny Fever from WKRP, and then also kind of like Tom Likas, who's like this really, like, just anti-feminist out here in California. And so that's what this character is, and it's just like, okay, so I get to play this guy. So it was kind of like, all right, I get to reprise that role after like, I don't know, it's been 3 years since I did that. And it was kind of like, okay, let's do this, right? And getting back into that, and it was like, okay, I practiced a little bit, so I think we're good, and it worked out really great. I was really kind of happy. I was like, oh, this is cool. I can do this for money. Putting on my fish, so I'll take it.
That's really cool.
It's all cool and fun and games till like, I'm at the, like I said, I'm at the kitchen table and somebody get the cat off the table.
Well, that sounded like Batman Dad or whatever that guy is. I don't remember, but it's a dad dressed as a Batman and uses the Batman, Christian Bale Batman voice and everything. Yeah. Clean your room.
What movie was it? Was it Bad Neighbors? I think we watched that the other night. Seen that?
No.
I want to.
No.
Just for the
Any
Robert De Niro thing.
That was kind of funny. What was funny was there was this conversation between Seth Rogen and who's the young guy, Zac Efron?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're discussing who's your Batman.
Who's your Batman?
So like for Seth Rogen, Michael Keaton, and for Zac Efron it was obviously Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the Flash episode 1 is October 7th,
Cool.
and it's called
Okay.
City of Heroes.
Very cool. I think that it's kind of neat to bring back the Flash of all characters because I was a fan back in the day of the old Flash TV show.
Yeah, me too.
I liked it too, yeah.
I was sad that it went off the air after like one season, and I know it was mainly because it wasn't so much that it wasn't being watched, but it was so expensive to make back then.
Yeah.
You couldn't afford to do it on a regular basis. And nowadays, you can look at a show and you can tell you're not going to be able to do that every week.
Yep.
I watched. What was it? I watched. What was it? It was Mockingbird Lane, the remake of the Munsters. And I was watching that, and I was kind of like,
That was a,
first episode, interesting cast. I mean, Eddie. I watch anything Eddie inserts in. He's just like amazing. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. So I'm watching this, and as I'm watching the show, and it's a pilot episode, right? And yeah, I'm looking at the special effects involved, and I'm like, you're never gonna be able to pull this off on a regular basis on TV.
Yeah, what kind of budget they have, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, well, at the one point, it's like, in the introduction of the characters, Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend, was it, or wife now, I guess, she plays Lily Munster. And all of a sudden, she pops out of nowhere, out of this, coffin, right? And then naked, okay, in the darkness, right? So you just see like a silhouette, and then all of a sudden you see all these Black Widows, like she comes over an archway, and they all start spinning their webs down and then around her and basically form her gown right there in the spot. And it looks really like intricate and real and everything. And it's just like,
that's awesome.
we're going to be able to do that on a regular basis.
That's like Once Upon a Time. That they do a really good production quality on that one.
Yeah, and that's got Disney money behind it, so I can understand
There
that.
you go. Okay, that's true. Yep.
But this one was like, oh man, that looks so damn cool. You're never gonna be able to do that shit on a regular basis. No way.
Nope.
You just know it's like, wow, they spent.
I think that was I think that was just a movie.
Yeah.
That
Well, they.
might have been a series if they had backing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was great. It was really cool and dark. It was almost British. It was so dark, but with an American tone. Because the story was just like, yeah, this, Grandpa's really a vampire. Grandpa feeds on people, and Eddie is a little werewolf. And it was really kind of a neat concept to bring that to a non-funny, at least non yuck funny way. To try to go very very British with it, very dark.
Cool.
So I was sad. I was like, oh man, that poor kid from Standby.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Yeah, there's that. There's a lot of shows on that I want to watch, but it's like I'll wait to see what the after the smoke clears, who's left.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you get involved in one and then it gets canceled. It's like what the
I call it the Firefly Syndrome. I love that show. That was an awesome show, and every 10 years later, people still miss and love that show.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, damn it.
So Joss, when are you gonna bring it back?
Right.
But I don't recall, and the problem is, you never get to see how it plays out or how it really was supposed to end.
Yeah.
I think, they did a really good job. Serenity was awesome, but it still didn't end the series, it didn't.
Right. It was basically just a continuation from this point on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, we know a little bit more than we did. This is awesome because now it makes, the show now makes even more sense with knowing this information. But now they're going off into the sunset. I want to see more in it.
Well, they're telling more the story with the MMO, right? All the cast are doing the voices.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing one.
And I don't know how involved it is, but telling guys.
Cool. Then there's some things I don't understand how they're still out there. Like, like how did this make any money, or like what evil force is keeping this alive? I've seen a lot of shows like that.
Connection established.
Like the 10 NCISs out there.
Yeah, seriously. How many guys shows do we have to watch? I mean, it's like all the Law and Orders, and okay, cool. It's been around for like 20 years, and that's awesome. Anything that gives Ice-T a job for 20 years, rock on.
Top security. Yeah.
Right. But it's just like, man, I love Richard Belzer, but jeez.
Guess they haven't run out of ideas yet.
If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
That's right. No, it's weird. It's like, say, like, my mother-in-law or whoever, older women like that, they'll be like, oh, you're watching that Supernatural. It's so crazy. I love Supernatural, by the way. I'm a huge Supernatural fan. And they're like, you're watching that scary stuff, and it's, and then I'm listening into one of their shows like CIS or CSI or NCIS or SVU or anything. And they have the sickest murder cases and like the. I'm like, dude, all these guys are doing are going around and hunting evil monsters, man. What are you? Like, they're saving people. Like, what are you watching?
It's true too. I mean, you go into some of these.
But the old ladies love it. Like, I don't know.
Oh, we found the body after 12 days, and it's liquefying already in front of us, so we just had to scoop it up, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like,
monster who, I can live with a monster eating the flesh of a human. I'm not too worried about that really happening. Decomposing in a body bag, it can suck.
Yeah, it's all fancy, and then but the old ladies eat it up, like the ones that watch those bottom channels all the time.
No, it's the modern day Murder She Wrote. I mean, now
yeah, I guess.
And
I was surprised how good her sheep rope was. It came long before my memory. I was a kid, and I started watching it on Netflix, and I was like, wow, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good show. That and Columbo.
Columbo's great.
Yeah, he's a genius.
You gotta admire anybody who can wear that dingy, coat, totally throwing you off that he doesn't know Jack, and then totally coming out of left field and surprising you like, holy crap, he caught me.
Yep.
The guest stars in that were awesome.
It was great.
I mean, yeah, Ricardo Montalban in one episode, Leonard Nimoy in another. I mean, it was just really cool how.
Yep, I remember that one.
Yeah, it's kind of funny the way they bring all these
That
stars.
and Love Boat.
Yes. Yeah. This day. There you go, man.
You lost me at Love Boat.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's so awesome in Love Boat.
Peter, I'm with you there, man. They had some tragic love stories in Love Boat. Rock on.
No, I'm saying like all the shows back then had like guest appearance by big stars.
Oh yeah, Love Boat
That
definitely.
you watch it now, you wouldn't think anything of it, but like at the time, it was like, wow,
There wasn't like
came on that show. Wow.
Right. There wasn't like a huge if you missed a TV show back in the day, you missed that show, like that episode. Like it would take another months before you ever saw that episode again. You couldn't fix it. You couldn't, DVR it. You were just out of that show, and
There wasn't even tapes.
yeah. And now it's like, okay, well.
Good God, the Dark Ages.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
I'm glad we're here. We are where we are.
Exactly. Because I tell you, back in the day, it's like, wow. Oh, and it's like if you didn't have a TV guide, you didn't know what the hell was on.
Nope.
You were just missing stuff left and right. God,
That's right. That was the Bible.
That's right. There were people who collected their TV guides. Like there was, it was like little memorabilia. I'm like,
What?
yeah,
Yeah. People collected it, and then I wonder how they reacted when they changed the size. I just still don't know, but it went downhill after that.
Yeah, I look at that and I'm like,
And now it's.
I don't know.
There was this Seinfeld episode with TV Guy.
Yeah. I remember, it had something to do with the TV guide. I don't remember what. But.
Talk about coming back around. I just saw an episode of Baywatch. Yes, I watch old episodes of Baywatch. And
rerunning that?
No, I have a collection. I'm sick.
That's cool.
But no, I saw an old episode from like season 2, back before they really kicked off like $1 million industry that is Baywatch for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Bryan Cranston played a character like he was like this little boat captain who'd take people on tours, but he'd do it drunk. And this is before even like I mean, he was like this young. He was pretty young. I mean, he's probably in his 30s. And it's like, dude, it's Bryan Cranston. And this is at the time when I saw this. I'm like, I'm a big Breaking Bad fan. I love that show. I think it's awesome. And,
okay. Yeah, I was trying to think who. I know that name, but I was like, who?
Yeah. Walter White, basically.
Yeah, because I was like, I know that. What the?
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. Gotcha.
It's funny though, because it's like you think about it. It's like, dude, you were the dad in Malcolm in the Middle. What the heck? Like, how are you so good? Yeah.
Yeah, he was an idiot in that, and then he was really good as Walter White.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has such range. I mean, even in Seinfeld, he was fun to watch as the dentist.
Oh, yeah.
He was semi-regular.
Yep.
He was on an episode of X-Files.
Yes, remember that? With the ear thing, the inner ear problem?
No, he's like a criminal or something.
Yeah, he was like he had older.
I don't know. I remember the episode. Him and Scully, I don't know, were in the car driving most of the time or something.
Yeah. No, it was this episode where basically, Bryan Cranston and his girlfriend, they were, on the run from the cops, right? And then they finally get caught.
He couldn't go. He had to keep going at a certain 65 miles or something.
Yeah, because his ear is
an hour.
popping.
Or yeah, okay, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
no,
it
it's really cool because you don't even like recognize him. He looks all, disheveled and he's like rednecked out. Like he looked like he belonged on an episode of Cops, criminal. And it was really like, holy crap. It's Bryan Cranston. I completely forgot that it was him until I saw it again like years later, and I'm like, oh my god, Bryan Cranston. This guy has no limit. He could play the shark in Jaws if he wanted to. Jeez.
That's funny. Yeah, he's one of those career actors. He's been around a lot, and he gets a lot of work. And
oh yeah,
maybe not big roles. Kind of like the guy who played, the main character. Well, one of the main characters in Fargo. That he's in a lot of movies. He's in Wild Hogs. He's the little guy. But he's in.
Macy?
Yes, thank you. I was like, who is he? Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys too. You'll see him pop up in a lot of random movies.
Oh yeah,
he does a lot of work.
Great character actor. Really great character actors. They're out there. I mean, they're not always Christopher Walken's. Been doing it forever. What a snap! I've been in movies so long. I don't even remember.
What's he doing now? I haven't seen him for a while.
You know what? I haven't seen him in a long time do much. I mean, he's up there.
He's got to come back home.
He'll definitely have a come because people can't let that go. I mean, he's just like every movie he does, he's just walking.
Yeah.
And
yep.
I'd love to be paid to like be myself. That's awesome. Awesome. That's definitely good.
He actually kind of makes me want to create a comic character that is like him, but you'd never be able to translate that to a comic. What he does, like I want a comic character to look like him, be modeled after him, but you can never really get that dialogue down.
The word bubbles would have to be so long because there's so many stops and starts.
Yeah. Pause it. Yep. That'd be a challenge. That'd be an interesting challenge.
Yeah. Times. Hey guys, I got to get back to it over here, but I just want to stop in and see how y'all doing.
Cool.
You guys are rocking and rolling. I love this. This is awesome. Good to meet you all. Those who haven't, met before, good to see you. Good to meet you. And Tiffany.
Hey.
Prettiest picture I've seen all night, sweetie. I love that picture.
Thanks. Sorry about that. Okay. Nice to meet you too.
You guys have a great time. Enjoy
Good
yourself.
talking to you, man.
Good talking to you guys.
Yep. See ya.
Later on.
Good talking, man. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Peter. Later, bud.
My pleasure, man.
Yeah, Peter, I did want to extend my a thought I had the other day, and it's about the cool stuff you're doing with these art groups and art casters and the synergy and bringing together a lot of artists that otherwise wouldn't get to talk or hang out or exchange knowledge, and you're doing good stuff with all that. I mean, I don't know many other people that are getting different people together like that, and you're doing a cool thing, man. So hope you keep it up.
Yeah, that's the plan. I've seen like the bigger guys on YouTube, more the names, hangouts and chats and but I started Studio Synergy a while ago, like the first episode. I'm not even sure, a year or two ago, whatever.
Oh, really?
Because I guess I started right after the Hangouts happened. Came to be. It was like, well, this is cool. I should do this, and I did a couple of episodes, and just life got in the way, whatever. but I brought it back just before the Rcasters happened, and you know, because it's like, yeah, it's like it's what should be done. It's because
Yeah.
there's so many creative people and there's so much talent out there, and that need to connect.
Yeah,
Totally
and it's nice
appreciate
because
you.
if anybody's like, and if anybody's like me, where you spend a lot of time doing this whole labor of love by yourself, and you don't get to really interact with many other artists, and it's nice to be able to get out and kind of compare notes or hear what other people are dealing with, or because otherwise I'm just stuck in my studio working all day, all the time by myself, So it's nice.
Yep.
So thank
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to focus on this comic you're working on? Just a little bit about it, because you're trying to grow your audience on this, and this is a labor of love for you. I know you talked about it on Horseshoes and Haganades, but
Yeah. This is
yeah,
the
take a
yeah.
minute and talk about it.
Sure, I can just at least tell you what I'm working on here. It is a fan comic I'm doing with Nick Argenbright, aka Nick Nitro. He basically, this is basically his brainchild, but I gave it a visual life. But it's essentially a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan comic that we're doing, and in the light of a lot of different directions going on with the Turtle franchise and other things, and whether you loved or hate the movie, we're trying to kind of just take it in our own direction and do it in a way we feel like we'd like to see it done, but nobody's really done it that way. And he writes a really good story, and I'm just trying to do it justice visually, and so it comes out every Friday, and you can also look it up on Patreon. It's actually called Ultimate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's kind of a reference to, kind of a nod to the Marvel Ultimate line and stuff, where they kind of re-envisioned everything and reimagined it a little bit. So this is kind of, it's trying to stay true to the original stuff we all know and grew up with, but trying to do a different take on it a bit, telling a little bit of a different story. And yep, so UTMNT, or Ultimate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think the address is like utmnt.com, and you can read it. You don't have to give anything or whatnot. But Patreon, everything on Patreon helps it do better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yes.
and I just seen a lot of the pages look really awesome, and,
Thank you, man.
and you really know how to work black and white.
Thank you. I enjoy it a lot.
Which is
Sometimes I like black and white better in color, personally, but yeah, it's one of those things, like, we could get canned or told to desist from doing it, or it could be, hey, this is really good, let us publish it. Hoping for the publishing one, but
yeah. So
or we just hope to be able to keep doing it and be left alone in general.
It
If we
could
could
be
just,
a cult thing that everybody who reads it keeps it quiet. And
I was gonna say, if it gets too popular, then it might cause a problem. But I don't know if I ever see it being better than what Kevin Eastman and IDW putting out right now. They're putting out good stuff right now. So I don't think it'll ever be a conflict of popularity or anything. I don't know. But mainly, if we just get enough support so we can keep doing it and it doesn't cause any legal issues, we'd be perfectly happy. So.
Well, you inspire me. I'm gonna start doing my own, Superman and Spider-Man gay couple.
Gay couple. Yeah, all the turtles in this
Fan
comic.
comic.
All the turtles in this. All the turtles in this are gay. I forgot to mention that. They have sexy potties.
I'm kidding.
Hey, no, I'm not judging you. If you want to do a gay Superman, Spider-Man comic, I think the world is ready for that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know it would sell. So.
God, I can't even visualize how that would go or be drawn or. Oh man.
But it's like it would end my career because Marvel and DC would just pounce me. I'd be carted off to Alaska or something.
Oh, completely random side question. Do you think since Disney, Marvel was really cracking down on people for doing fan art or selling, say, the Ghost Rider prints and whatnot, do you think since they got bought out by Disney since then, do they care anymore because they're pretty much set for life? Do you think they've cracked down as much anymore?
I don't know how heavy they crack down. So
Yes, right.
I hear stories here and there, but I haven't seen any polls or lists or
Yeah.
It's like I hear a story here, a story there, but
I guess
no
it's
idea
hypothetical because how do you know?
how big the scope is.
Yeah. Yep. That's kind of an ongoing debate, the fan art versus licensed art, and in essence, I guess it's considered illegal. Is it okay to do it? If then they always say if you change yours, make yours original enough, then it's okay to do. Or there's a lot of gray area there.
Yeah, it's essentially like what you're doing. It's like if it's something you love, do it. And if they're going to crack down on it, they'll crack down on it. But, all they can say is stop doing that, and you'll be like, okay, I'll stop doing that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
So.
Exactly. Yep, the best thing we can hope for is just to be able to keep doing it and maybe get enough support to do it comfortably, but we're not, not trying to cause a problem.
No, I mean, we're all artists making a living. If anything, it encourages the properties, it gets it shows that we're fans of the properties and makes more fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Occasionally, they have to defend. They have to catch somebody as an example because, according to law, if they don't defend it, their properties every once in a while, then it can just be a common name and anybody can draw it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So the only reason why they'll go after a few is just so that they can say that it's still art, blah 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 blah. But as long as we don't, as long as we're not the ones that got caught, we should be good.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
So somebody's got to take the fall.
Yeah, just don't be in the room when they cut many names.
Yep. Yep. I've got a couple comic jobs going right now and getting behind on them, so I'm trying to get ahead a little bit right now. Switched over from one to the other.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a skill, man.
You don't know anything about deadlines, do you, Peter?
What lines?
You don't know anything about deadlines. What lines? Deadlines?
Deadlines? No.
You don't know anything about deadlines.
They make whooshing sound as they go by.
That's right. Oh, they do. Yes, they do. And they go by way too often. I'm trying to not let them go by. I'm pretty good. I usually try to meet them. Unless there's really extenuating circumstances I cannot control, like feeling like total crap when I wake up in the morning. Otherwise, I try to. That's one thing I hate. I'm planning like, okay, tomorrow I got a whole list of to-dos. I'm going to bust them out. I go to bed, wake up, feel like total like run over roadkill. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't. What? I didn't even wasn't out drinking or anything. Like so. Sometimes the hot shower helps, sometimes it won't. And I don't know if you ever have to deal with it. Yeah, I don't even know if you have to deal with that very often, but or I wake up and like I cannot put up with feeling like crap today. I gotta get stuff done. I was doing
it happens.
Today was one of those
But
days
it's like
for me.
I wake up and I feel great, and then a couple hours pass, and then it hits me. You know.
Yeah.
It's just like I thought I had all the energy in the world and felt awesome, and no, that's not the case.
That's me after lunch. I always end up eating like too big a lunch or something, and then struggling the rest of the afternoon.
Okay, I think I got a pretty good render, line work.
Nice. So that's a building?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a building. I think it still needs a bit of stuff. I think it needs some paneling, some greebling, some elevators, piping, that sort of stuff, but the basic shape is kind of there. I might change a couple of things, actually.
Need some guns.
Yeah.
Big turret guns or something.
Why not?
Yeah.
Offices up here, and I have no idea what this thing is, so maybe that's going to go. I don't know.
It's an aesthetic facade.
Is it what?
An aesthetic facade. Architect. It's useless. It has nothing to do with its structure, but it's just there to be interesting.
Yes, it looks cool, and that's why it's there.
Okay, as long as it looks cool.
It used to be back in the day that, like, you know, machinery or buildings would have just random crap stuffed on it, and people would accept that. And, you know, it's like now it's like all these fanboys criticize every little inch of everything.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's like, oh, they just make buildings that look like boxes now. Like, I don't want to live in a shoe box. I want to live in a house.
I want to live in a cardboard box.
I want to live on that House in Oblivion. That was awesome. Have you seen that movie?
Yes, yes. Actually, I was going to say that triangle shape you were working with before kind of looked like Susie, or whatever the mothership was.
Oh yeah, the Tet.
yeah, but Sally.
Sally.
At the end, F you, Sally. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's what the shape reminded me of.
That movie sort of like took all the cool design ideas, and now you're like, oh damn, I can't work with that shape, because it's too much like that movie now.
The visual concepts were really good. I think Imaginary Friends Studios, I follow them on DeviantArt. I think they're the ones that did a lot of the design work. They did really good design on that movie.
Yeah. Oh, they did. I think someone dubbed it the Apocalypse, which I thought was very clever.
Why is that?
It's like the end of the world as designed by Apple.
It did. The ships and everything looked like Apple ships or something. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I had to see that movie then.
Well, like everything's like, well, at least the human stuff is all white and sleek and yeah. The Apple Apocalypse. Of course. What's the name of Siri? Wouldn't that be funny?
What movie are you talking about?
The movie Oblivion. I was just gonna say I thought it'd be funny if the mothership of it all wasn't named Sally, if it was Siri.
Eerie.
Says, "Are you an effective team?" And and if my wife's iPhone ever asks me if we're an effective team, I'm gonna throw it in the freaking incinerator because of that movie.
Kill it with fire.
Yep. I'll drive over it a couple times
What
out in the
movie
driveway.
was that?
Oblivion. Tom Cruise.
Oh, Oblivion. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I saw that. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was cool. Pretty original.
Okay, I gotta bug out.
You gotta go? Okay.
Yep, I gotta go. Errands to run, kid to pick up, all the usual.
Okay, it was good talking to you, man.
All right.
Yeah, nice talking to you guys. Hope I
Great
can
to
make
have
it.
you on, man.
I will be checking out those videos, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Hope it gives you something to look at. It's really good if you got. I mean, just downloading models and bringing it into something like Blender, just sort of working up a nodal system for rendering. It saves you a lot of time. You just set up cameras and shoot different angles.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Yeah. But
Thank you very
yeah,
much.
thanks, Peter. It's been fun.
All right. Have a good day.
All right,
See you,
Paul.
see you, Eric. Nice meeting you guys.
You too.
You too. Bye.
Take care.
And then there were three.
Amazing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I guess there is one other person that said they might be on, but if they don't show up soon, I guess we'll close it out. But what do I want to say? Oh, I saw a trailer for a movie. I don't think it came out yet, but it was like a science fiction movie, but it was a comedy, and it was like being as the '60s or something. So everything was
Wow.
like a '60s reference and just like attitude and dress and it looked pretty hilarious. It very I wish I could remember the name of it. I think I know who's in it. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Based on one random actor. That's how I find stuff. Let's see.
What's the main thing you're drawing lately, Peter?
Well, working on Bright Eyes. I'm been thumbnailing the first issue of that because I'm not like you. I'm not used to like churning out pages yet. No, I'm just saying. So I'm
I have a giant
I'm
stamp.
getting
I just stamp a piece of
into-
paper and it's done.
yeah. God damn it! I want that stamp.
I know it's a good stamp. Order special.
I'm learning a lot of new skills at one time,
That's
so it's taking me forever to do each page, but
That's cool.
eventually I'll get into a rhythm. I really want to post a couple of pages of like there's two where I'm doing all the art. Post like 4 pages a week, I'd be like ecstatic. And one
that'd
of
be a
them
lot, though.
is a
You have to
strip.
do-
So, well,
You'd have to
it's
do like a buffer
2 regular
at a time
pages,
or
2
something.
comic pages, and 2 strips. Bless you.
Bless you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Receipts. You're allergic to receipts.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I didn't finish with that. And like, I looked at the receipts and was like, I'm gonna sketch.
That's cool. What are you sketching?
Let me see if I can try to show you. Hopefully it doesn't kick me off. Oh boy. Let's see. How do I do this again? Screen share and that. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see anything.
Oh, yep, there it is. I'm taking a test. Don't look at me.
So, yeah.
Nice. What program is it?
This is my paint.
Oh, okay.
It's like an infinite canvas type thing.
That's cool.
So you can just keep on drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing.
I went through a phase where I had some. It turns out I had some virus that was actually messing with my computer, but I thought Photoshop was just failing on me, and I was looking for alternatives. And a couple of the ones I tried, GIMP was one. I just could not get into it. Another was I tried the free trial Sketchbook Pro. I liked it. I actually use Sketchbook Pro on my smartphone for sketching. It's really good for that, but I don't like the desktop version right now. I'd have to use it more, but I like it on my phone, which is weird. Another one I tried, I don't know if you ever heard of, is Artweaver.
Oh yeah, I tried that before, but I didn't like it.
It was to me the most similar to Photoshop as far as getting in and immediately using it, but it had some limitations. And it tried to be like traditional tools, but it was not. It was not. It tried too hard, and it failed. It was a little weird. But that's cool. What was that one called again?
My paint, I just found because it's small and
My Paint?
Yeah, it's tiny.
You ever? I know some people use Paint Tool Sci.
Yeah, but I
don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it. I know it's a commercial software, and I don't feel comfortable using a software that I haven't paid for, so I don't
Oh, I'm a big fan of open source. Open source is the future as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I can find open source. I love the fact that people work on it because they want to make it, and it's free, and people are always improving it. But you get a community of people working on it, and they're not making thousands of bucks off of it. And
yeah, I really like it. The one that I really like is Critter, but I don't know. I like the infinite canvas and how there's nothing on here.
Cool.
The majority of the space is just space to draw on.
I can appreciate that because on Inkscape, I actually a lot of times when I'm just straight up sketching in there, just sketching out ideas, I'll pan off of the canvas or page or whatever, and I'll just draw because it has an infinite canvas too.
Yeah.
If you actually get off of the page, it'll actually just be white and it goes on forever. So I do like that. That's cool.
So I couldn't find that movie, but it looked really hilarious. It's probably coming out next year or soon. It's just really bizarre.
Is it throwing back to those
in
old
space or something?
Those old low budget sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I thought Sam Rockwell was in it. I could have sworn, but it's not listed under his IMDb. Although he's doing Poltergeist, which I didn't know.
Wait, why is Poltergeist again, or
they're doing a reimagining of Poltergeist? And,
of course they are.
It will be out next year.
Everything's a remake and a reboot. Right. I honestly wouldn't mind anybody them trying new ideas. I just used to try new ideas. I'd be open to it.
I do like we're in a phase now where we have really good special effects and budgets, and we can make old movies look better. But even with the old special effects and stuff, the old movies end up being better. Like we just watched that new Ninja Turtles. I liked it, but it was way too dependent on the CG. And I just recently got the original Ninja Turtles movie on DVD, and it's so much better. Like the turtles look right. It's realistic. There's something to those physical costume special effects rather than all being CG, and it just was better. I don't know. It's 20 at this point. It's like what 30 years old, but it's still better than the new one. I think. I mean,
um, I saw the newest computer animated Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, TMNT.
I thought that was pretty good.
I
liked
liked that.
that.
I did like that a lot. I wish they had made like a whole trilogy of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the character designs, and it was really done, and it was. I don't know. For whatever reason, it was too under the radar. Nobody did anything else with it. Like, I really liked it.
Yeah,
I agree.
Probably didn't have enough advertising or make
I
enough
don't
money
know.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the current versions were. I appreciated that all the characters were correct in the new movie, but the designs were a little off the wall, and it was actually I thought it was the best Shredder I've ever seen. He was awesome. But beyond that, it was the story was okay, but just too much pure graphics. They slid around too much. They're always sliding on their backs. I don't know what that was all about, and I don't know. It's just. But you gotta see it. It was a good movie to go see once. I don't think it's as good as the originals, but it was alright.
Mm. Yeah, it's I love like Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I still need to see that.
But there is a trend of somebody else is mentioning coming in. I guess we're going to close this out because I got other stuff to take care of. But
Okay.
Okay, give me 1 second.
You can come in and say hi, then we go.
No, because I'm about to talk too.
I can't type and talk at the same time. Okay. What I want to say is like Guardians of the Galaxy. What was another good example? The new Wizard of Oz, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Which was I really liked. I thought it was really well done. I didn't even think of the original Wizard of Oz when I was watching it. Mostly.
Yeah.
Like it seems
What
like
was it?
the growing trend is to put every freaking color of the rainbow into every scene.
Oh,
It's like to have so much effects going on that it's just pouring it on. Oh, it's so colorful. Oh, everything's moving so fast. Everything's
And it doesn't direct your eye at all, and it gets muddy almost.
Yeah, like there's no design to it. I mean, there is design to everything, but there is no
purposeful
like design, like old school design, like the Matrix, the first one, was really thought out. There was a color palette to scenes. It's just like one example, but
there's a couple websites where they actually break down the chosen color palette designs of movies. I saw that somewhere, and it's really interesting. Some do have a very purposeful, like 3 or 4 color main palette that they use, and then I'm sure there's a lot of movies today that do not even bother.
Yeah, I think they're trying to capture the whole Avatar thing, but if you look closely at Avatar, it does have its palette.
Yeah,
there's the reason why it is the way it is. It's just like
it draws your eye to where it wants you to look, and it's not just flooding it with color. Yeah, even though it seems like it, but it's really not.
Yeah, I mean, a perfect example is like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like with the Empire had, you know, limited colors. It was black, white, and red.
Yeah, and every planet had its own color, or
um,
every scene or space station had its own color combination.
yeah, yeah, and then you know the new ones, which I know a lot of people have problems with. I love them
Yeah, I'm
visually.
fine with them.
Like I thought
Yeah.
they were gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Um, you know, I mean it's. I don't think you know. I think they probably went overboard color-wise too, but
Maybe a little bit. You know, George
um,
Lucas gets. He likes to throw in as much as he can.
yeah.
Digital monkeys. Digital monkeys.
Oh my gosh.
Let's throw in CG monkeys. But yeah,
But
there's definitely design in there. Definitely, yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm wondering now. But oh, here's what I like. One of the things I was searching. Yeah,
Nice.
I should actually put me
That's
on
cool.
screen.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you were drawing. I didn't know you were sitting there drawing. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't draw. Yeah. Well, it's somebody was saying early on in the conversation. I think it was you about just doodling while you're on the phone. This is me on the phone. You know, it's like I'm keeping track of any messages that pop up and
Hmm.
trying to message other people and doing a hangout and keeping things rolling. And, but yeah,
I
I doodle.
I think it definitely.
It's
I think
usually the same thing, but
I'm trying to draw and talk to you, and like it. I've kind of been paying attention since I said that. And yeah, you do go a little slower when you're talking to. Like you definitely go slower. But if you're subconsciously just doodling and it's not and you're not focusing on it, you're not trying to partition part
Yeah.
of your mind off to do a good drawing, then you do much better. But it's
right.
kind of cool what comes out these little subconscious drawings.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
That looked good. I was gonna ask
it's
what's the girl on the right? Is that a character or
No, that's
just
just
random?
it's random character. I've been decided to go back to my original style. Because before I was trying to like practice realism, like well, I suppose I kept to drawing realistic, but I
Yeah.
just realized that you know what, I have more fun drawing like this. And if you notice that I've
I'm.
probably been influenced by Bruce Timm, animated Batman
Yep. Yep.
style.
I was gonna say on the right, it looked a little bit like Starfire from Teen Titans or something, and then
Yeah.
on the left it looks like Dick Grayson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it looks good, and I totally struggle with that myself. I have what you see me draw all the time is not the style I actually enjoy the most, but I try to break that habit of going to I guess it's a more style that I think people want to see. You know, like
Yeah.
rather than the completely stylized version that I actually have fun drawing the most. You know,
Hmm.
like there's guys like I don't know if you know Cheeks Galloway, Sean
Yeah.
Galloway, where
Yeah, I
there's
see.
artists like
yeah.
him where yeah he does Bachelor 7 and Gumshoes for Hire and all that stuff. There's guys like him who are completely successful because they embraced their stylized style and they took it all the way. Well, me, I have a style kind of like that, but I always kind of go more towards what I think is more all around accepted, you know?
No, I understand you. Whatever gets that job right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll go towards what I think clients want more, but when it's just me drawing, I'll bust out crazy proportions like really skinny armed women or really like top heavy guys with little legs or you know, I mean, it's more fun to draw like that, but
Yeah.
as far as what I think clients are paying for, I tend to hold back, and I'm trying to actually cut that out, and so slowly over time, once in a while, I'll bust out the style and I have a lot of fun with it, and I have a lot of fun with a lot of stuff, but what you were talking about with this older style, and I have a different style I enjoy more, and I do more in my own free drawing. But yeah, I'm kind of struggling with that. I'm trying to get myself to go more towards that with paid work now, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Well, just, you got to offer it as an option. Say,
Yeah.
hey, I do this too, and, let
Yeah.
them know.
I almost have
If
to
you
do
want
that now.
some.
You're right, because
Yeah.
otherwise I should have started with that style from the beginning. Like, because now people don't expect that. They expect the other stuff. Like, no, I paid you to do this style. What is this? So I should almost offer it as a secondary thing.
Yeah.
You're
Say,
right.
hey, if you want this style, I'll off a couple of bucks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point though.
Yeah.
Just to get it out there, maybe that'll become the new normal. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I guess I'm going to wrap this baby up.
Don't
It's
leave,
definitely
Peter.
time.
Don't leave.
Nah, you can stay here. Be an empty void. But feel
Lost in
free.
the interwebs. Don't leave me in the interwebs.
It'll be like that, thing floating out in space and Superman. No.
In the prison, the Phantom Zone. Yeah, I'll be stuck in
Yeah,
that.
the prison.
That is the internet.
All right, so, yeah. So, Eric, where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Eric Web Graphics, ERYCK Web Graphics. You can find me at ericwebgraphics.com and ericwebgraphics.deviantart.com. And actually, I'm on YouTube now as of this year, so you can find some videos of me working on YouTube now. That's it.
Cool. Well, I don't think I knew that. Did I?
Yep, just look it up. I don't know if it's easy to find, but I'm out there.
I can find you. I'm good at that.
I think I got some of your videos saved on there.
Tiffany?
Okay. Yeah. You can find me at tonthecloud.com, or you can find me at tonthecloud@deviantart.
Cool. And I am Peter Poliani, and you can find me everywhere. I recently put a couple more links into my YouTube, so, obviously you're watching my YouTube, so go to my About, and all my links are there. And this marks the end of Studio Synergy 13. We'll be back with 14 when I return from my break, because I need time off because I'm tired. Thank you. All right, good night, everyone.
Good night.
See you next time.
Good night, Peter.